So let's talk about competition gloves. Some people think competition gloves are automatically the best training glove, but it doesn't mean that. So let's break down what competition gloves are promising and not promising. These are competition gloves from the US Muay Thai Open, and they were used for competition and then later for bag work. So in this case, rather than a glove maker making gloves approved for competition, the promoters made their own gloves. What these gloves are promising is uniformity and fairness, not necessarily quality or safety. Everyone gets the exact same glove, thereby leveling the playing field. There is no advantage. They don't need to be durable because they aren't going to be used for more than a weekend. So these gloves are standard PU shell, which is more than enough for several fights. It's a neutral design. It doesn't give any style and advantage. It uses a D-ring hook and loop strap to make it as close to lace-up tightness without having to use laces. And then it uses a nylon mesh to hold the ring down. It's not durable, but it doesn't matter because it'll all be taped over anyway. It has the weight listed right on it so the officials know you're wearing the right glove for your weight division. Everyone wearing the same glove reduces guesswork. Now notice all the pebbling. This isn't from the fight. It's from using it as a bag glove. The foam is standard, very dense IMF. It's not a sparring glove that's meant to protect your partner, nor is it a multi-layered glove that gives you good feedback. It's made in a mold so you can make every glove look and weigh the same. Even amateur competition approved gloves made by bigger glove makers will use IMF for these reasons. It'll protect your knuckles, but getting hit by it is a different matter. It has very little give. And since it has no give, this is why it breaks down. If you smack it against your hand, you just hear the meat of your hand. The flesh will give, the glove won't. Now, what caused this pebbling? So I cut open the other glove to show you what's inside. It's a single piece of white injection molded foam. The pebbles and bumps are just pieces of the hard IMF that's broken off. Think higher end styrofoam. So this type of IMF doesn't really break in or get softer. Instead, chunks just break off after you use it for a while. It won't ever get softer. It just crumbles and bottoms out, which is fine because competition gloves are only promising you they'll last the duration of the fight. Even if it's an expensive pair of competition gloves made of, let's say, horsehair, it's still not meant to last. The horsehair will flatten out and the glove will be useless. You'll see bumps even with multi-layered foam, especially cheap ones that use reconstituted foam. Part of it will just break off. You'll also see flat spots. Whenever the structure of the glove has been compromised, it's time to get new gloves. But even with discount gloves, you can make them last if you follow my rules. Do not use the same pair of gloves you use for mitts and bag work as you do for sparring. This also applies to expensive gloves. It's not about making them last. It's about not breaking down a glove on a bag and then using them on your partner. The right glove for the right job. IMF is great for gloves dedicated for pad work or bag work. In fact, you should have different gloves for bag work and pad work because bag work is when you're hitting with max power. Pad or mitt work, you want training gloves that are agile. Medium density is fine. And for sparring, you want pillowy gloves for your partner. You have to get multi-layered foam. Soft gloves are meant for sparring, but if you use them on the heavy bag, they'll bottom out and won't last. But if you use dense gloves with your partner, you'll hurt them. Next rule, wipe down your gloves. Sweat, oils, and germs will break them down and make them nasty. The more you love wearing your gloves, the more you'll train. Wipe the shell with leather cleaner or a damp cloth. Use a cleaning wipe for the inside. Never use gym cleaner for any part of your glove. Put charcoal bags in them and air them out, but never put your gloves in the sun. If you have leather gloves, you can condition them every few months or twice a year, but only apply small amounts and not too often. Overdoing it also breaks down your gloves. Leather gloves require more maintenance, but if you maintain them, they'll last longer than synthetic. I'll put a link to everything I mentioned in the description below. With that said, if you like my educational content, I'd really appreciate it if you could like, share, and most of all, subscribe.